Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday. It's the 2nd of March, 2021. Welcome to the Day Weather Podcast. Well, we have the best weather in a long time coming to the region. It is just going to be nice. It'll be a little on the breezy side for still some areas today, a little wind, but the sun will be out. Temperatures will get warmer. We expect less wind on Wednesday. I think Wednesday is the day of the week that just looks amazingly good across the region. It's going to be spring-like all weekend into the weekend. There's a little bump in the road, though. There is a small Colorado-Kansas storm system that'll come out of Southern California Thursday. It's not bad news. We need moisture where this system will bring moisture. But it is something to watch out for, especially in Colorado, Kansas, parts of Utah as it moves through, but it's not going to be a major storm. There's another weak system for the weekend. Key word there is weak. It's not going to do much. So we are looking at this week and into the weekend for this time of year is about as good as you're going to get it. Now, next week's weather gets busy again. This is not a long-term trend. March has got plenty of tricks up its sleeve. And we'll see that next week and the week after that as the weather will get busy again. So while a lot of us are going to be getting spring fever, it is just spring fever. It's not a long-term trend. Nonetheless, take the dog for a walk, get outside, get some fresh air. This will be the best weather we've had in weeks. Now, we did get a question come in about some conflicting information about snowpack and drought conditions. Yes, the snowpack has improved a lot. In fact, you can see a lot of the green here representing snowpacks that are above 90% to above 100% of average. The blue here showing well above average. We continue to see the snowpacks improve, especially in this part of the country right here, and even right here, there's been big improvements. But you can still see there's a lot of orange and red snowpacks, and still some areas are below average. But there's been, in the last 2 months, a big improvement in snowpack conditions. We got a long way to go in some drainages, but the snow has been falling recently in the mountains. So that has been good. But the problem is while you're getting better news in the snowpack, the news on the plains isn't as good. You need to think about the way the water falls in the western United States in really two areas. You got the mountain snowpack that you get in the fall through the early spring that feeds our reservoirs, gives us a lot of the water that the arid west will use for irrigation and drinking purposes throughout the rest of the season. But when it comes to moisture on the plains, it's a different story. And if you go back to April of 2020 when La Nina started, this is what the USA Drought Monitor looks like right now. And you can see all of the drought conditions in the central and western areas of the United States here. So while the mountain snow has gotten better, and while that means good news for the reservoirs, it's still very dry on the plains, as the moisture on the plains just has not been what it's been like in the mountains. If we were to zoom in closer to the high plains and for Wyoming and Colorado, you can see these are the driest areas relative to average. So despite the mountain snows increasing, the plains are dry, and we are still in a drought situation. And unfortunately, in a La Nina, you can see the high country do okay with snow, but east of the divide and across the low elevations, you don't tend to see as much moisture. Now let's take a look at what's going to happen as we go forward. This is the upper level pattern for today. We've got this storm that's off the west coast with this broad ridge here over Colorado and New Mexico. This is what's going to give us our really nice weather here over the next 2 to 3 days and really into the start of the weekend. Very mild. But this California low right here is going to be bringing some rain to parts of Southern California late tonight and into early Wednesday. By Wednesday afternoon, the low is in Southern California with a southwest wind bringing desert air into the high plains and Rockies. So you can see that the southwest winds are all the way up to here aloft. So you're going to bring in a warm pocket of air right here and have some very mild spring-like conditions. Also, this type of pattern lends itself to not much wind. If you need to travel, tomorrow is a really good opportunity to do that in the area. Now, this same low, though, will kick out and will move right across central Colorado during the day Thursday. As we mentioned during yesterday's podcast, this low coming out of Southern California is actually coming underneath a big ridge of high pressure. It's just kind of sneaking on through. So the door to Canada is not open. For storms in March to really blow up and be a classic front range snowstorm with wind and heavy snow, you need that cold air intrusion. But there's a fair amount of moisture with this system, and there's some organization with it, so there is going to be some weather with it, and this is what it looks like. You can see parts of western Kansas and eastern Colorado. Boy, do they need the rain right here. This would be really, really good news if they can get some rain and wet snow, as that area, as we showed you in the drought map, is in an area of severe dryness. So there could be some really good news here. You can see that the northern edge of the storm just barely gets to I-80 into Wyoming and the Nebraska Panhandle. There is going to be some rain and Wasatch snow here in Utah and down into the Four Corners region as it comes on through. And the mountains of Colorado will get several inches of snow. The southwest mountains of Colorado are going to do well with this system. Good water content with that snow. But as you get up here into Montana, the rest of Wyoming, the Dakotas, and the rest of Nebraska, it's going to stay dry with this system. This is what the snowfall looks like. It's pretty amazing because it's going to be mild enough that it's going to be almost all rain right here with that system. Now here comes another little system, a similar situation. It comes underneath the high pressure ridge. It comes through Colorado and Wyoming as we get into the day Sunday, but it's not as strong as the one that's coming through Thursday, so it's not going to produce much weather, and southwest winds are generally dominating the flow, so it will probably stay very mild through the weekend. Now, after the weekend, things begin to change. We get a trough of low pressure beginning to push in by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. It gets really busy. We've got a low there, a low here, a little bit of a low here, another one back up here. Now, this is March, where you start to see more in the way of storm systems swinging on through. So next week's weather is going to be colder. Next week's weather will offer better snow chances for especially the mountains, but maybe some low elevations as well. So livestock interest and folks traveling, you really want to take advantage of the good weather we have now. Later in the week, there's another trough and front coming through as we get into Thursday and Friday of next week. That's followed by another one late in the weekend and around the 14th and 15th of March. So they're going to keep coming once we get past this week's weather. Enjoy the weather while it lasts. Have yourself a good Tuesday. We'll talk to you